welcome back and thanks for taking the time to join me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you next couple of flies. I'm going to do a couple of videos here over the next couple of days, and they're going to be flies for basically Carrowmore, where you go and you fish for the salmon on the loch. I've been invited down by a friend, so I've been lucky to get the invite, so I'm going to go down here next couple of weekends it is. So I'm going to put a few flies together that I'm going to be taking with me to fish, and this is one of them. Now I'm going to tie them on a size 10 here for you, but you can tie these on as big as a size 8 for the salmon. This is just a slight variant of Andy's Carrowmore Bumble. So the hook and the vise, as I said, is a Amazon B175 in size 10. The thread we're going to use is the Guinea thread 80 in black. So I'm just going to come in and get the thread started a couple of mil behind the other hook, and we're just going to lash down a bit of thread here just until I'm past the point, removing the tag. Then I'm working the thread on down just until we get to the bend. I'm going to put a tag on of the large holographic gold tinsel. This is the Vineyard stuff. Any gold tinsel will do, you don't have to buy that. Use what you have, or you can use oval gold tinsel. Now I'm just going to catch that in and then work my thread around the bend a wee ways, and then bring my thread back up. Now just to make it a wee bit more secure, I'm just going to come in with a wee drop of super glue, put a wee dab on, then we're just going to work our gold holographic tinsel just in overlapping turns over the super glue up to meet the thread. Just follow this around with the thread, a couple of turns to secure. The super glue is doing the work, so you only need a couple of turns. We'll secure that in. Now the tail's in two parts. The first part is going to be a golden pheasant crest feather, which I have here, which has been dyed. I'll show you it. It's up there. It's been dyed a fluorescent yellow. You can see it under here in the tippets. Now it's good to have the golden pheasant crest feathers dyed in various colours. Now, I'm just going to put this in the length that I want. Just have the wee check. Just like the tail. I don't like it too long in a Bumble. That's going to do me there, so I'm going to trim away the excess. On top of this you can put on some substitute Indian red crow if you've got it, but I'm going to use a wee tuft of the Chinese uni floss just on top, probably just round about halfway into the crest feather or so. Then I'm going to come in and trim this to the same length. The rib is going to be the Vineyard size 14 oval silver tinsel. Now you can buy Guinea oval silver tinsel. There's a whole lot of places you can get oval silver tinsel off. It's just not Vineyards. Now I'm just going to catch that in, and then I'm going to work my thread down here, just tying in the rib and the cut ends of the tail. Just nice and tight, making sure everything's secured in, and working my thread back in open turns. You don't need to worry about lumps and bumps, guys. The body's going to be dubbed. Just make sure everything's well secured in. Now I'm happy enough with that. The body, I'm going to use you could tie it with black. I'm going to use a medium claret seals fur. Just double that on. Then we'll get her started. Once we get it anchored onto the hook, you can always tighten up. To there, anything that wants to go forward, just sweep it back, a couple of turns in front. Now the body hackle, you can put on, there's two body hackles that go on this wee fly, and you can put on a black and a red. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a claret bodger, and yeah, a red saddle hackle. So I'm just going to get a nice feather off the claret first, then we'll go into our red. Get a nice red hackle off here. Now, if you want the red, it's up to you whether you want the red in front or the claret in front. That's your own personal preference, that's up to you. On this wee fly, I like to go claret in front, so just stripping out some of the fibres off the stem. And I'm going to offer these up at the same time. A couple of tight turns will catch those in. Come in, trim away the waste. And then the amount of turns is up to you. I always put 2 at the front. It's just a habit of mine. And then I'm looking 3 turns down the body. It's going to be plenty. Now, keeping a hold of your 2 tips. Just follow this around with your oval silver tinsel. And then you're looking 4 turns of the oval silver tinsel up the body. Sweep everything back. Bring your thread up in front. Following that around. Now, keeping your thread tight. A couple of turns will catch that in. Then trim away your oval silver tinsel. Trim away the tips at the back. Now I'm just going to come in with a wee drop of Velcro here on my lollipop stick and just brush out some of the fibres. Now my thread's ready at the eye, so I'm just going to take the thread from the eye back up. Now we're not looking too bad. We're looking the business nice and bushy. It's a top dropper fly, this wee pattern, don't forget. So you want it nice and bushy. The next hackle at the front is a Guinea fowl, dyed blue. Now I'm just going to come in and stroke back the fibres to reveal the tip. After this up, come in with 2 turns, that catches in your tip. Fold your tip back, put a belts and braces. Nice and tight. Locate the tip. You break it away. And then I'm going to look probably 2 turns of this. So just folding it back. Just looking 1 turn in front of the other. Now you can put in 3 turns, it's up to you. It's the amount of blue that you like to see in it. But 2 turns is going to be enough for me here. Follow this around with my thread. A couple of tight turns now, that stem's still enough. So I'm just keeping the thread tight. I want to fold this back for strength. Just come in, just whip everything back. Then work your thread back up over the stem of the hackle, building up your head at the same time here. Nice and tight with your thread turns at this point. And break away the stem. Keeping your thread tight. Straight in. Just shaping the head here at the same time. There's a wee, just want to fill this wee gap with the whip finish. Pull the thread nice and tight. Come in and trim away the hand thread. And there you go, guys. So that's just a variant of the Aldi's Carrowmore Bumble. Now, first coat on the head as always, just a wee tiny drop of super glue, just on the head. I don't want this touching the dressing, so just right the way right round. And then once that dries, I'll come in and put on a couple of coats of varnish just to seal up the head. Now, if you want it, you can have your tail a wee bit longer, but these flies are for me. So when I'm tanning the flies for myself, rather than maybe putting the wee slacks and the flies together for folks, I like my flies basically tied a certain way, I suppose, like everybody does. But there you go. So I'm going to face that, hopefully, fingers crossed, on Carrowmore on the top dropper in the next week or so. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. You've got something from it. So tie a few up. It'll also take wild brown trout, that wee pattern, that'll work for. So like, tie a few up. Hopefully they can catch you a few fish. As always, many thanks for taking the time to view the video. I really appreciate it. And until next time, please stay safe and tight lines, guys.